Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Clarence Rambarat, says farmers should not fear the reintroduction of the property tax on agricultural lands. Addressing a forum on the property tax hosted by the Agricultural Society of Trinidad and Tobago, Minister Rambarat said what may change is the way in which residential homes on agricultural land would be taxed. Marie Hull reports.
Speaking at a National Farmers Forum in Mausica, Agriculture, Land and Fisheries Minister Clarence Rambarat made an attempt to ease the minds of farmers with relations to property tax. The proposed rate of tax applicable to the annual taxable value for agricultural lands has been set at 1%. The line minister told the farmers present that there was no need to fear.
I don't think that we should be arguing about whether this government brought in the tax. Property tax has always been there. I don't think we should be arguing about whether we need property tax. I think in a modern society, we need to be contributing to the pool that funds the development of the places in which we operate.
He said there are certain measures and policies the Commission of State Lands would have to look into to regulate property tax for agricultural land in this country.
I do not think that in its current form, the potential cost to food producers is going to be exorbitant or it's going to be something that drives up food prices. But I think that when we get beyond land and we start dealing with structures, the Commissioner of Valuations and government would have to define what happens given different scenarios.
Meanwhile, former Minister of Food Production, Land and Marine Affairs, Vasan Bharat, said government needs to find new ways to generate income in this country and not depend on taxes.
I don't have a problem with paying taxes. I do have a problem, however, when government only continues to raise its revenues from taxes. It's government's responsibility to find alternative forms of raising revenue other than just continuing to tax its population. Because there comes a point in time when the population, many of whom are now going home because they have no jobs and companies are closing down, are not going to be able to pay that tax, and the government would have nothing that is sustainable to run the country.
In June, the High Court ruled that the submission of valuation return forms for property tax would be voluntary. Marie Hall, C News.